one thing that I want to strive to do always is to empower you. I know I get a little frustrated. Sometimes I get a little bombastic, but my goal is to empower you, and my goal is to help you to embrace your role in this government, a government that is of, for, and by the people. We say this. I talk about this. It's not a cliche. It's not. The Constitution isn't a fantasy to me. It isn't just a piece of paper. It means a lot more to me, and hopefully to you. But I want you to understand that the left hates us. I was thinking about a lot of these cultural battles that we've been enduring, whether it's the latest with the Los Angeles Dodgers and having these trans Satanists, basically godless trans people and cross dressers and drag queens that will literally perform, are gonna literally perform strip teases on a cross. They hate us. And they hate us because they hate God. The truth of the matter is, the left, when they look at the mirror, when they look in the mirror, or when they see you, when they see a person that loves God, when they see a person that loves America, it's like a mirror to them. They're faced to look at their own souls. They're faced to look at their own miserable lives, and they hate you for it. But here's the good news. If you're going to be, what's the word that I'm searching for? I wanted to say successful, but that's not the word. If you're going to be effective in this world, on this earth, you're going to be hated. I'm asking you to embrace it. I don't want you to go out and be a jerk. You shouldn't. If you're driving, don't pass by the car next to you and give somebody the bird and say, Carl Jackson told me to do. That's not what I'm talking about. But I want you to be not afraid to be hated. Who cares if some people that want to pervert your children hate you? Who cares if someone that hates America hates you? I don't, and you can't either. And frankly, that's the only way we're going to be able to save this country, except for the grace and the mercy of God in a straight up revival in this country. I was reading through some headlines today, some of which I'll get to shortly here, and I just started thinking, man, we have to draw the line now. I've asked you guys to call in before and tell me what you want Trump to fight for. Tell me what you want DeSantis to fight for. Guys, I want you to, right now, you need to decide. You need to decide right now what you want your candidates to fight for. They're your representatives. That's the way that I look at it. That's the way that it is. That is our Constitution. Years ago, and I talked about this on my podcast, by the way, you can check out the podcast wherever you go to get your podcast, The Carl Jackson Show. I'm on all things social media at The Carl Jackson Show. But I talked about acronyms that I developed in my mind as time went on, because I wanted to know how I should fight the left, and I wanted to know what my candidates were up to. And I had determined right from the beginning that I wasn't, when I got involved politically, I wasn't gonna vote for establishment people unless I absolutely had no choice. Rhinos unless I absolutely had no. I just didn't. I wanted them to adhere to principles that were outlined in the Constitution, and anything that was a threat to our civil liberties. And so right now, guys, before we get into it's already chaotic. Between DeSantis and Trump, and it's already chaotic. But I'm telling you right now, they work for us. That's the way that I see it. I've told you this time and time again. So right now, I'm dead serious about this weekend, in honor of those that have died. Guys, we don't have to go to war. Nobody's shooting bullets at us yet. At least know what you're fighting for and stand up for it. Let me give you an acronym. I think I've talked about this before. I developed it a little more this morning on my podcast. Hired, healthcare, immigration, regulatory agencies, energy, or education. That's interchangeable. And now the deep state. I'm going to get into the deep state. Here's what I want day one. Here's what I want day one. I heard Governor DeSantis say that he would fire Christopher Wray. That ain't enough. I have seen more headlines that he would go further. I think I've heard Trump say that he would amputate the FBI. That's what I want. I want a straight up amputation. But day one, what I want is for someone to go into that White House, and I want them to pardon and or commute every J6 protester, because the left hates us and we've got political prisoners. And one of the ways in which we can flip the script and to turn things around is to make sure that political prisoners will not be held in the United States of America. So I've now added D for the deep state. The deep state has to go bye-bye. What are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? I remember watching stories on the Discovery Channel of some of these men that would die in Vietnam of dysentery and different infections. Some of them had infections on their feet that would just get absolutely out of control, where some of them weren't even dying of bullet wounds. Know what you're fighting for. You know, I'm getting a little concerned that the Trump and the DeSantis battle could get so nasty that they splinter the conservative movement altogether. And either you get a rhino establishment person that comes in, or you get a Democrat back in the office that is hell-bent on destroying this country. So you know what? You know how we fix that problem? They work for us. You make sure that they know what you want from them. Trump's got a personality bigger than, you know what? So do I, and so do you. And so the Constitution tells us this is a government of, for, and by the people. It's we, the people. Know what the heck you want from these candidates. And demand it. And demand that they get it done. Frankly, I don't care if it's Trump or DeSantis. And I want them to release these J6 protesters. I'm going to share a story. I was going to start with this in the second hour. I'm going to go to it now. This latest column from Julie Kelly, because I am burning. I am burning. And you need to hear it. You need to hear this. What's happening with these J6 protesters, this is a banana republic. We've got to fix this. We've got to fix this, guys. And I want a promise from Trump or DeSantis to fix this, or whomever gets in office to fix this.